So I said, hey, Stephen, did you know that Mr. C here is a civil engineer for the electric company that we get our power from? And that company has hydroelectric dams? Stephen lit up and then immediately started a conversation with Mr. C about everything he's been learning from his YouTube Kids video about the Hoover Dam and all of the components of it and how they built it. And then our friend, Mr. C, said, that's so cool. And so he pulled up his phone of a recent dam he took a tour of that's part of this power company he works at, and started showing Stephen photos that he took from this real life dam. And this story right here is just a perfect example of how sometimes, even though our gifted kids fly through information, we just need to slow them down a bit. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. Hey guys, my name's Kathleen Lewis. I'm a homeschool graduate and a homeschool mom to two. I have a gifted 4-year-old and I have a 2-year-old. So I just wanted to take a quick minute and update you guys on how our homeschool has been going. As I mentioned in the story I just told you, we have been enjoying immensely Blossom and Roots Level 4 Science. Level 4 includes physics and engineering, and then the other half of it is anatomy, which we're going to do at another time. But the level 4 physics and engineering has been amazing for Stephen. The book list that they have in here, the videos on YouTube, the experiments and labs, all of it has been a blast. And with my curriculum picks video for the semester, I thought I was going to go through one wonder a day and therefore fly through this in like a month and a half, 2 months. What I quickly found out though was my son loves this topic so much that he wanted to soak in the content. And that means essentially for gifted kids, it's time to slow down and let them go extremely deep. So I'm going to show you a little bit here on how I noticed that it was time for me to slow him down and let him just go deep. And then of course, how I'm letting him go deep even more beyond this 4th grade science that he's doing right here. So one of the first things I noticed about slowing down related to this is when it came time for us to do reading time. All the books that I get from the library, I let my kids choose a few books and then bring them to me for me to read to them at our normal read aloud time. Stephen exclusively chose the books from Blossom and Root. So Blossom and Root has the spines that they have you use, and then there's a whole bunch of extra books. So the Bachelor of Science Engineering was a frequent request from him. The biographies on the scientists, the stories about building things like the Golden Gate Bridge, those are the books he would be bringing back to me over and over and over again every day. So that was my first indicator that it was time for me to slow him down. Another indicator was how obsessed he was with YouTube videos, and I decided to throw in for kicks more advanced details on how some of these structures that he's studying were built. So in reference to the Hoover Dam, yeah, there's some basic 4th grade level material that Blossom and Root referenced in YouTube for YouTube videos. But I went out there and chose a video that is 20 minutes long from a channel designed for adults with some level of science and engineering background. So using technical terms here. And Stephen was addicted to that video on the Hoover Dam. I've given him one for the Golden Gate Bridge, Galloping Gertie. So all of these things, he loves those videos and has been enthusiastically relaying all the details to any adult who is willing to listen to him. So that is another very good indicator that it's time to slow down and let your child go a little bit deeper into a subject. I think the biggest indicator for me was this book. This is one of the spines from Blossom and Root, which Stephen has loved. But on every engineering wonder, they have page ranges of pages in this book that they suggest you read from. So I would read the main page explaining how the wheel and axle work. Stephen was not letting me skip around in this book. He wanted me to read all the pages. He wanted to know all the details on how all of these things work. I think one final indicator for me that it was time for me to slow down and let my son basically immerse himself deeper in these concepts would be the lab time, the experiment time. My husband's a mechanical engineer, so rather than doing the labs with Steve and myself, I have been letting them do that as fun father-son activity a couple times a week. And Stephen has been enthralled. In fact, sometimes he goes back and tries to repeat an experiment on his own in a different way and just exploring those, having fun with physics concepts like air resistance and levers and pulleys and all those fun things. So he is coming at the same concept from multiple directions, and I am letting him kind of indicate to me that he is ready to move on to a new concept. Mostly by, okay, has he not wanted to do more experiments? Is he not asking for these books anymore? Is he getting bored? Or is he, satisfied with the content? And that is the indicator to me that it's time to move on to the next subject. Some other ideas on going deep with your kid, checking out more books at the library. So beyond the Blossom and Roots books, I have done keyword searches at our library to get more books. As I said, going to YouTube for more videos on the topic. I know that's a little extra work, which I was not wanting this semester. I wanted a break from doing the extra work, but with our gifted kids, we as parents are used to it. So yeah, searching out more videos on YouTube that you can share with your kids. And as I mentioned in the opening, definitely another way to go deeper is to find someone with expertise in a particular area. So it's great that I have an in-home engineer to talk about some of this stuff with my son. We have a civil engineer who was enjoying talking about that with my son. So yeah, finding friends or family that really would like to explore this topic, even if it's not their specialty, but it's something that interests them, that they're willing to do all the work with your child, to have conversations and read the books and go beyond what you are capable of or interested in doing. If you guys out there have any other ideas on how to go deep with our kids, drop those down in the comments. I'd love to hear them, and I'm sure other moms out there of gifted kids would love to hear that input as well. So before I go any further with this homeschool update, I just wanted to stop and address shorts. I have been trying to do shorts, but I'm not going to do them anymore for two reasons. One, the YouTube algorithm for shorts is completely different from this type of content. YouTube shorts are sent out to everyone, even those who have no remote interest in your channel. So anyone was seeing the homeschool content, and it was not the kind of audience that was wanting, which leads into the second problem. I was getting some creeps on the comments, and I do not want these creepy guys making comments on videos that are connected to a channel that talk about my kids. So yes, I am not doing shorts anymore. I am going to see, I have some ideas on how to give you those resources and books, but just stay tuned, see what I come up with that. I'm tossing around some ideas, but I'll let you guys know. Okay, so let's move on to math. For science, I had to slow way down to allow my gifted son time to soak in the content that he was really enjoying. For math, I'm having to speed up, which with any gifted kid that's expected. You have to find their pace with each subject and actually find it every few years, because kids hit their stride and have exponential growth with everything. But that's another topic all in itself. RighStart Math, I'm disappointed in. It's not a bad curriculum. Let me just say it that way. It's a phenomenal curriculum, but it's not designed for a gifted kid. It, just with every other elementary math curriculum out there, focuses on addition and subtraction, facts, strategies, instead of true mathematical thinking. Now, the designer of the curriculum would disagree with me on that. And I would say for a typical kid, I agree. This is great for mathematical reasoning and thinking for a typical kid. But for gifted kids, the gifted mind do not need 50 lessons in here teaching baby steps on how to reason through a skill. You teach the overarching skill to a gifted kid, and then they can figure out the baby steps on their own, typically. This does not apply to every gifted kid because there are some that may struggle with math, but typically when a gifted person is learning something, they want the big picture, and then they can figure out all the pieces underneath it. So most elementary math curriculums drill on the math facts, they give you the baby steps, and they focus on the non-fun part of math. Gifted kids want to play with the concepts. So there's a lot of playing in here, and I'm flying to those lessons while teaching the big concepts to my son, and then we just skip all the tedious work because he knows it. But I had to find something to supplement it because I am tired of modifying. I'm going to be switching this summer. Just heads up on that. And I'll tell you later what I'm switching on, so stay tuned. But I'm tired of modifying. And I wanted to find some fun supplements for the days that I just don't feel like modifying. So I mentioned in my curriculum video at the beginning of the semester the resource Mobius Noodles from the Natural Math website. I went to them and downloaded a few more books. So there's Socks Are Like Pants and Cats Are Like Dogs. This is logic thinking, so math thinking. Avoid Hard Work. This is those mathematical problem solving skills that aren't taught in most elementary textbooks, but basically how to make math extremely easy with a few simple tools. And this is designed for elementary, so I have not started on some of these with him yet, but I'm planning on using this just as a supplement for years. And then there's one more book that I have not printed off yet, but again, it's the same kind of concept. Taking math ideas and just playing with them, having fun with them, exploring them, which is exactly the way the gifted mind likes to work. So all of these books that I printed off, they are under a Creative Commons license, and you can download them to PDF with whatever you think they're worth. You can choose your own price on them, and I'll link that website down below. But I love this content. And the experience that we have playing with it. It's one of the highlights of Stephen's week, doing those kinds of things. Let's talk handwriting. Now, this book right here is the one that I had in my curriculum hall. I did not like it. I did not like its approach. So the very first week of school, I decided to nix it, and actually I consigned it so I don't have it anymore. And rather than going out and buying a brand new handwriting program just for this semester, I decided to wait 6 months for my next curriculum haul, and I pulled this back out, which is the kit that I originally used to teach Stephen how to hold a pen and write. It comes with 4 books, which is a dry erase. There's the Ready for Writing, which is a whole bunch of basically pen control as they develop skill with straight lines and then curved lines. And at the end, there are the actual letters that they can practice writing on top of. Then there's the White Clean First Letters book, which again is grouping the letters by style and then having them trace in the picture to practice writing them. So it's more of a play and fun activity than boring drudgery. Okay, for reading, we did finish All About Reading Level 1 back in February, and as a celebration for that, I took him to our local library and helped him get his own library card, which he was super excited about, and was able to check out a few books on his own with his library card and a few audiobooks as well. So he's been having a blast with that. We moved on to level 2 and he has been enjoying that as well. So yeah, that's still working for us. Okay, so for my daughter, I do have a 2-year-old, and I picked out a ton of fun curriculum for her, which you can go check out in this video right here. But these are play-based, these are books, these are art and craft ideas. There is one thing that I put in there by her demand, because last fall I figured out that she loves ABCs. She would bawl if I did not do some kind of ABC work with her. So I put in her curriculum for this semester, Gawkin workbooks, Play Smart Alphabet. So this includes coloring pages, some folding activities, stickers, cutting and pasting. She has had a blast. In fact, if I forget to pull this out for her or say she can't, she cries and fusses, and often actually begs to do more. So we are done with this. I have a new Gawkin workbook that I'm starting with her, but I pulled out the ABC spread from the beginning of the book so I can keep singing the ABC song with her. Now, I am not an advocate of pushing the child into academics too early, but if the child's asking for it, like my daughter is, I give them the opportunities to learn. I'm not going to pull out flashcards and sit there and drill her for 5 minutes a day. Instead, I choose play, like alphabet bingo. So, yes, this is for ages 4 and up, but my daughter knows how to play bingo, and we sit down with my son or with my husband, whoever's playing with us, and she really enjoys this. Now, with this game, she doesn't have to know her ABCs at all. And in fact, she cannot match a letter name to a letter yet. So this works great with that because yes, you have the Z right there, but on the other side of the bingo tile, you have the zebra, which then she can match the picture to the board. So that's my update. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, take a break for yourself, Mama, and enjoy.